Happy Monday or Wednesday or Friday, whichever day this video is being uploaded. I'm not actually sure, or whenever you're watching this. Hope you're having a great day, guys. And we're obviously back playing another session, and the sun is going down. It is only 4:30, so we're gonna hop in there. Second session of 2021, and hope the year has been good for everyone so far. And I really don't have a whole lot to say besides check out the personal channel right now. A little snippet here of what's going on. I have a lot of cool stuff planned out for that channel, so if you want to see more content from me, not poker related, and other different like side projects and hustles I'm working on, I'm gonna be documenting a lot of stuff there. But yeah, besides that, if you want to help yourself, help me, have both of us get a free stock, use my referral link down below for Robinhood or WeBull. You get one free stock if you use Robinhood, and WeBull has a crazy thing going on where they're giving away like 2 or 4 free stocks once you deposit $100 into your account. So that's always good. Help both of us make some free stocks, make some free money. And with that said, let's just dive right into the action, dive right into the session. Hopefully come out on top again today. We get seated in the 1-3 to start things off, and we pick up Queen Jack in the cutoff, and there's a player to my right who limps. I put in the raise to $15, and we get some players to call in the big blind and hijack. Let's go 3 ways to the flop, which comes Queen 10-10 2 spades. Action checks to me with top pair, definitely putting in the C bet. We put in a bet to $25. The big blind folds, and the limper makes the call. Let's go to a turn, which comes the 3 of hearts. He checks once again, and this is a relatively safe card. I'm just going to check back for pot control and see what happens on the river. The river is the 9 of spades, really not ideal of a card, as the flush does get there, so does some straight draws as well, but when he checks to us, it definitely feels like I'm ahead, but the issue is I'm not really sure what hand I'm targeting for value. Regardless, gonna go with my gut that I think I'm ahead. I put in a small bet of $40. He thinks for quite some time, ends up making the call. We show our hand, and he shows that he called with pocket 7s. Nice to take this one down and win the first hand of 1-3. Off to 2-5 we go. First hand in, we're playing 4-handed. We pick up pocket 7s in the big blind. There's a cutoff open to $15, and actions onto me. Playing 4-handed, out of position, I think this is a spot where we can go either way with it. We decide to take the aggressive route and 3-bet to 60, and he decides to snap call to 60. Let's go to a flop. The flop is 8-9 deuce 2 spades. Well, for pocket 7s, this board actually isn't too bad for us. So I throw in a C bet of $40, and once again, he makes the call for 40 pretty quickly. Let's go to a turn, which comes the 8 of hearts. Here, I decide to slow down and check. The 8 is actually a pretty decent card for us, as it eliminates some 8Xs in his range, and we're probably just behind like a pair of 9s or sometimes ahead of Jack 10 or something. Anyways, he decides to size up to $100, and I think now with third pair on this board, we probably can get out of the way, but we're playing 4-handed. He doesn't have to have a strong hand too often, so probably being a little sticky here, but I make the call for 100, and let's go to a river. The river's the 5 of diamonds. All things considered, it's not the worst board in the world for my hand. I check, and he decides to snap check it back and shows us the goods. Pocket queens. That's going to be good enough to win this hand. Next spot, picking up ace 7 of diamonds on the button, playing 5-handed. I open things up to $20, and we get both of the blinds to call. Flop comes queen, deuce, 10, 2 diamonds, and this time the small blind donk leads for $25. The big blind folds, and with the nut flush draw, this is an easy call for us. Let's put in 25. Going to a turn, which comes the 10 of clubs. The board is now paired, and he throws out another bet, but it's another small one of only $30. Certainly priced in here to call with the flush draw. If he does have a boat, we could be drawing dead, but we're not folding for this price. I put in $30. Going to a river, which comes the 3 of clubs, brick city for us. For a third time, he leads out for $45. Not a whole lot for us to do here, sitting with ace high. I just decide on a fold, and we're moving on. Next hand in with 10-9 of hearts in the cutoff, I open things up to $20, and we get the blinds to make the call, small blind and big blind. Going to a flop, which comes a king, jack, 3, 2 diamonds. Action checks to me, and I do have a gutter on this board. Also, the range advantage of just opening pre. I decided to put in a C bet to $35, and this $35 bet is not going to go through. Both of the players call pretty quickly. We're not feeling good about this. Let's hope for a queen. The turn comes a 5, Brick City card once again, and when action checks to me, we're just going to check this one back. No need to blow up the pot, no need to bluff. I don't think my bluff is getting through here, so we're going to a river. The river's the jack of hearts, and weird enough, I really thought someone was going to bet at this, but once again, action checks to me. So given this action, sitting with 10 high, obviously checking back isn't going to let us win the pot. I fire out a bluff of $105 given this passive action. The small blind now thinks for a little bit and ultimately puts in the call. Bad news for us. The big blind snap folds, and we're going to show her the 10 high, and she shows us pocket 8s and makes a pretty good call on the flop and river there. So our bluff is not getting through. Following the failed bluff, this time picking up king queen off in +1. I open things up to $20, and once again we get 2 callers, the button and big blind. Going to a flop in middle position, flop is king 7 6 rainbow. Here with top pair, actually with a hand this time, I put in the C bet to $35, and the button makes the call. This is the same player whom I lost on the last hand, so let's see what we can do on this one. The turn comes a 9. It's a pretty connected board and really not ideal for us, so I don't think we can get 3 streets of value with just one pair. I check, and she actually throws out another bet now of $75. Well, we beat a lot of hands. I did show weakness the previous hand where I checked back turn with 10 high, so maybe she can be bluffing, trying to get me off of a hand, but with king queen, definitely not going to be folding. I call 75 and see a river. The river comes in 8. This is pretty gross of a board with the 4-liner out there. We lose to a lot of hands now. I check, and she just checks it back with 9-7 of diamonds. Calling with bottom pair and drilling 2 pair on the turn. Not a great start for us at 2-5. All right, no more marginal hands this time. Picking up pocket kings and +1. Certainly putting more chips in the middle. I open up the action to $20, and we get the big blind to make the call. Going to a flop, which comes 8-5-4, 2 hearts. He checks to us, and with the overpair, I put in another bet of $25. This time he makes the call, and let's go to a turn. The turn is pretty decent for us. It is a king, so we improve from an overpair to top set. Once again, he checks, and I think this is a decent spot to put in an overbet. It's something I'm really trying to experiment more with, and you'll see a lot of this later on. But I overbet to $125. He thinks, looks at his cards, and ultimately decides on a fold. So we take this one down. Maybe a smaller bet could have worked out, but we win our second hand at this 2-5 table. Next hand in, picking up ace-king offsuit on the big blind. There's a button and small blind limp, and now here out of position, I raise things up to $30. Only the button makes the call, and we're going heads up to a flop. Flop is queen 10-4, 2 hearts, 2 overs with the gutter. Definitely good enough to put in the C bet, so I size to $35. Here, he opts on a call, and we're going to a turn. The turn comes another queen. So now in this instance, once again, like I said, I'm trying to experiment with overbets, and if I'm going to overbet with top set, we're going to have to balance that a little bit, overbetting with complete air as well. So we size up to $150, trying to get this one to go through, hopefully, but it doesn't get through because he now puts in the raise to $400. Well, things are not going well here to start off this 2-5 session. We're going to have to let this one go, and he shows us Queen Jack for the vlog. Little did we know, we were absolutely drawing stone dead on the turn. Just saying goodbye to all our money. In this next hand, picking up ace-jack offsuit in +1, things really haven't gone our way. We get the ungun player to open it up to $15, and now onto me. Definitely just putting in a 3-bet at this point. I think it can go either way, but 3-bet's actually fine in this instance, I think. I 3-bet to $50, folds back to the ungun player, and he calls, so we're in position at least. The flop comes ace 7 8 2 spades. He checks, and with top pair and decent kicker, I put in the c-bet to $40. Now, once again, we just get bad news all the time. He check raises us to $125. Well, I think I'm just going to be out on this one. Things just really haven't gone our way. Facing aggression on this kind of flop with top pair, not the best kicker in the world. I can justify calling with ace-king, sometimes ace-queen, but here, I'm just going to be out, man. I'm a little frustrated at this point. Okay, so things just really haven't gone our way so far this session, but in this hand, under the gun, ace-5 of spades, we put in the raise to $20 pre-flop, and we get one player to call on the small blind. Let's go to a flop, which comes queen, 10, 8, 2 spades. Here, with the nut flush draw, once again, we're just going to have to hit one of our draws eventually, right? I see you at $25, and he makes the call for $25. Let's go to a turn. The turn comes the queen of spades. Okay, so he checks, and now I've been overbetting like an absolute maniac, and I think this is just going to be another spot to do it again. Sitting with the nut flush, the board is paired, so I think any queen X holding is going to be forced to call at least one bet on the turn. So I size up to $135. He tanks for about like a minute or two and ends up putting in the call, which is pretty darn good. So we're going to a river, we're going to see what happens. The river is the ace of clubs. This card really doesn't change a whole lot, and I think sometimes I can be making this line with only the ace of spades, so there's a chance that I could be bluffing a lot here if I were to rip it all in. I have $508 total in my stack, and he covers us. And I'm just thinking in my head, do I ever just rip it all in and hopefully get a crying call from a hand like King Queen or Queen Jack? I'm a little tilted from losing a lot so far early on in the session, and maybe, just maybe, he can think I am too. So I decided on putting in the jam here, rip it all in, and it's a pretty big overbet jam on the river. He now goes deep into the tank for maybe 2 or 3 minutes long, and this whole time I'm just praying, man, make the call with trips, please. He ends up saying that he needs to see it and puts in a chip for a call. We show our ace-high flush and scoop this one up for the very last hand of the night. Happy to take this one down and happy to crawl a little bit out of the hole. Wow, what a quick day. What a ridiculously quick day. Still a little frustrated from how today went, but that was literally the last hand of the session. I was going to get moved to the main game. Don't want to play the main game, and that was going to be my last hand anyways. So we played the 1-3 for 26 minutes, made $72. 2-5, couldn't win a hand to save my life until the last one. We played for like 2 hours and like 14 minutes, something like that. In the 2-5 for $17.90, out for $13.60. So we'll take an L, just a tad bit, a small little L, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Only played for 2.5 hours pretty much, and it took an L of like $200, $300, something like that. Safe to say that the sun run is over, but anyways, we'll still pump out that content for you guys. Leave a like if you made it this far. It's much appreciated, helps the channel grow, and definitely helps motivate me to keep pumping out these videos 3 times a week. So with that said, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next time. Peace.